Wait until he's there. Wait until he's there. Wait until he's there. Wait until he's there.
And we're back.
All right, everybody.
I have 2 bears and a hat now.
She's crazy.
Oh shit! I didn't start the timer.
Why didn't you start the timer? Why are you trying to ruin everything?
Start the timer.
This is why we can't have nice things. This is why we don't have more fans.
It was vampires.
Please subscribe. Please subscribe.
But no, it's capillary worms.
You can't blame vampire capillary worms for everything in your life.
So, everybody, welcome to NerdProQuo's Let's Talk About Shit, the show where we talk about shit. Today we are going to talk about Guillermo del Toro's The Strand. Guillermo del Toro's The Strand. It's about a bookstore in New York.
You're hurting him. You're hurting him.
It's about a wife who won't give me my bear back.
Hurting him.
Where did the bears come from?
They've multiplied. Like the vampires.
The vampires
are multiplied.
Yeah.
Topical.
It's
topic
topical.
that we planned this.
Yeah, spreading.
So Guillermo del Toro's The Strand. It was originally a book series, but
It was originally a TV idea that became a book series.
Exactly. But by Guillermo del Toro and someone Hogan, not Mike Hogan. That's fucking Saul Pack.
Hulk Hogan?
Chuck Hogan?
Hulk
Chuck
Hogan?
Hogan, right? No, not Hulk Hogan.
I got some capillary worms, brother!
Let me beat them into you.
Chuck Hogan.
Power slam you full of capillary worms.
I think it's Chuck Hogan. Okay, but anyway.
Something like that.
I would read the shit out of that.
It's basically a modern take on both vampires and sort of the Dracula mythos. It was Guillermo del Toro himself said that the original Dracula was sort of like a CSI story for the time, you know? Like everybody, and it seems very primitive compared to us, but there was a lot of mystery and investigation and trying to figure out what was going on. You're gonna do it, aren't you?
I can't think
Make
of
a
a
pun.
good thing, but yeah!
You could have said anything like that.
Well, you could think of a better pun than me.
No,
Here,
I
take the
could.
glasses.
It's not. No,
Take the glasses.
No.
Come up with a pun. You're funnier than I am.
Okay. I guess you could say compared to our vampire fiction now, Dracula sucked.
Yeah!
I can't get it on. It doesn't fit around my head.
How about it's
Anyway.
how about this? What if it's like the clues presented are somewhat anemic? Yeah!
Okay, are we going to do this for the entire
No,
segment,
we're not. So
Totally could.
So anyway, Guillermo del Toro said that for the time it was very CSI-like, very mystery, you know, not just straight horror. And so he wanted to recapture that. And so there are a lot of parallels. It's an attempt to take vampires away from the sort of sparkly wing-fic pretty boys.
Looking at you, Smire. Look at you.
Of that
Like
Brother!
For those of you who don't know what wingfic is a fan fiction term where basically one character has wings, and everyone thinks that they're a monster except for one person who falls in love with them because he realizes that you're not a monster, you're actually very beautiful. Except wings are beautiful, and you get to fly and shit, so the whole concept is kind of stupid. And that's the point, wingfic is stupid, and vampires largely have been
Part of
wingfic. They are fangy, super strong superheroes, and Guillermo del Toro wanted to make, or at least that's what it feels like, it's an attempt to make vampires horrifying again. You said body horror.
Yeah,
right?
there's a strong element of body horror. I actually think you said body horror.
No, you said body
Was I said
horror.
body horror? It's a strong element of body
You
horror.
don't speak for me.
I'm trying to make sure that I didn't step on your eye. I'm sorry. I love you forever. Don't hurt me.
So, I guess that's me impersonating one of those vampires, right?
Yeah, basically. Well, only if
No,
only if your tongue becomes some kind of fucking alien mouth and you suck on my blood. But yeah, so there's a strong element of body horror, and if you're familiar with Guillermo del Toro's body of work, there's been quite a bit of that.
I get the pun.
Yeah. Actually, it wasn't intentional. Pun not intended, but hey! I'll take credit for it. Yeah! If you watch Mimic particularly, there's a lot of that in there, and it's just very squicky, gross things happening to your body all the time. Actually, if you watch the pilot episode and you look at the light that all the characters are in, there's never a normal-looking light that they're in.
Yeah, it's always like blue or yellow.
Really
or
yellowy, sodium,
Oh, that's
or
true.
reddish.
Mhm.
I think the other thing that this what I like about this show is that it's made vampires scary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's taking them back to their original roots instead of.
I mean, and they're
Twilight
totally
stuff.
they're totally different than Dracula. It's
Yeah.
they're actually far more grotesque. But what I like is that I don't think I've ever been frightened by a vampire story, by a vampire movie, by a vampire anything. Sometimes, with like Hellsing, I've been interested and I thought it's cool. That's pretty much the only vampire thing I think I've ever thought was cool. But I've never really been frightened by it before, and this is scary. It's it's presented almost like a disease, like an epidemic.
It's very, very scientific.
Yeah,
based
they
to
gave
the
it
whole
a definite
thing.
science flavor.
Really
which is...
scary. Although there is that fantasy element with like big mysterious magical coffin box, but.
It reminds you that Guillermo del Toro did this. But
If you look at that box, it's
FYI!
fucking Corey Stoll, aka F from Good Weather Show. One look at that box, like, fuck, I'm gonna get Guillermo del Toro, man. Get out of here. This is terrible.
big ornate box with a Grim Reaper on it and skulls. It's like, yeah, Guillermo del Toro. Okay,
I get this weird sense that my friend's head just got smashed in and somebody else is gonna betray me.
But
So many spoilers, bro. I do the spoiler tag afterwards because I don't give a fuck about other human beings.
that's a nice story. That's a sweet
Cool
story.
Give me my
Cool
bear.
story, bro.
No.
Anyway, go on.
I don't even remember what I was gonna say after.
They're scary.
Vampire scare. So they're sort of like, I haven't had an experience with a vampire story before, where where you're actually wondering what's going to happen next. A lot of times we know.
Yeah.
We already know. Oh, he's a vampire, but we don't know enough about these vampires. The fact that they're a new species adds this element of horrifying mystery. There's new stuff every episode that's horrible. And we find out new things about these creatures every episode that is terrifying. And that's fun.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like the problem with a lot of vampire stories is that we know that the vampire stories hit all the same beats. Everything in this story hits beats that you don't expect. The way that, like, the horrific tongue thing, which is, like, very insectile. The whole capillary worm infection, the whole viral infection thing, the scientific explanation for vampire weaknesses. All the characters, like all the protagonists, whether it's the Russian exterminator or the
singer.
He's not so much a protagonist, but now I lost my train of thought. The Latino,
Gangbangers.
He's really interesting. Ephraim is incredibly interesting because he's this character that keeps fucking up, but not in an incompetent way. He's a person that you identify with because you know he's trying to do the right thing, but just can't. Yeah. Which is really hard to write, so good on Guillermo del Toro for that.
Mm-hmm. Good on Corey Stoll for acting it.
Oh, yeah.
If you couldn't get enough of Pete Russo from House of Cards, watch The Strain, baby. He's back. Totally different character, but still kind of like a lovable fuck-up.
Abraham Satrakian is just old Jewish samurai guy. Like, best thing ever.
I think there needs to be... I would totally watch Abraham Satrakian The Early Years.
Yeah. Make that. Make it now.
I actually think that's what the last episode, which we haven't seen yet, is about.
I got rocket shits and then we just missed it.
Yeah, we can totally watch that tonight.
All the
tried to watch it and then right about when it hit the Holocaust scene, my guts exploded.
All the characters are interesting.
And that's on video forever now, that statement.
Body horror, man. It's part of the body horror was just too much for me.
All the vampires lie in this interesting middle ground between man and beast because, like, they all still think. They all still have a person's intelligence. But if you're in a room with one, it'll fucking eat you. Like, there's none of this cat and mouse shit that you're used to in vampire fiction. There's none of this, oh, I'm so sexy and so powerful. It's like, no, you're in a dark room with this guy, he lunges for your neck, and you're dead.
Like when that guy tied himself up in the shed.
Yeah.
Like.
Thank you again, not
spoilers.
Spoilers, we tell you afterwards.
Yeah.
That's what makes our channel unique.
And hated by all.
There goes the rest of our fan base.
We don't have a fan.
We don't have no more Call of Duty fans and no one who's watching The Strain.
If you guys hadn't figured it out yet for the rest of this film, spoilers.
So Someone was saying something, right?
You were saying something.
When the I forget his name, but the gentleman tied himself up in the shed after he became a vampire to protect his wife. He still had the human mentality to do that, but the minute she walked in there, he was ready to eat her.
There was a fight between it. He was like, I need you, I need you, I need you. No, you need to walk out of here, you need to walk out of here.
Right.
There was that internal battle happening, because I think out of the 4 survivors, with the exception of the pilot, he's probably the most moral one out of all of them. There's a lot more to that
Spoilers.
relationship in the book.
Yeah, we're not going to go over the entire plot. We actually don't have a lot of time left on this video. And I really did want to try to avoid giving as many concrete examples as possible. But if you are into Guillermo del Toro's work, and more to the point, if you want to see a new and really very interesting, very different take on vampires. Very visceral take on vampires. And if you happen to like an anti-capitalist message, I don't know who said that. Then you will really... It's the bear. Guillermo del Toro stuff is always anti-capitalist. But anyway, it's a very good show.
So, subscribe, but guys, I have a confession.
What's that?
My bears were on this airplane.
Oh, shit.
I didn't sell that one.
No, that didn't work out.
Next time we talk about Guillermo del Toro's vampirism.
Bears!
Like the person, not the strain. And a sandwich!
Man, fuck you.